Hi everyone, it's Luann and I'm here with my finished shelf unit. Look at my shelf unit. I love it. I love how it came out. I had been on a mission to organize my workstation and I finally got the extra foam board that I needed and just did it. I just did it. And I emptied out all of these boxes right here. Had my stamps, blending tools, embossing powders, and more embossing stuff. I do still have more embossing stuff there, but it's the larger pieces that I can put away somewhere else. But this is my shelf system right there. I wasn't able to bring out all of my stamps, but I brought out the ones that I would like to use more often. So this is my piece right here. I painted it before I added my shelves for my ink pads, and you know, trial and error. I think if I do this again, which I probably will, to house my Tim Holtz dies and hopefully the rest of my stamps. I don't know how that would work because this is my workstation right here. And if you remove the boxes, I have those other like little bins there and my embellishments there and my markers there. So I don't know where else I would put it. I do have another work area, but I have my computer and my Cricut and Silhouette that kind of take turns sitting on that table. Yeah, and I won't show you because that's just a hot mess. Anyway, so I was able to get my stamps in these drawers. I measured out the drawers. I knew what size I wanted. So all of these bottom drawers have my stamps in them, and I've kind of organized them. These are my greeting farms with the Crafter Companion stamps that I have because I don't have a lot of those. I have my gorgeous stamps in here with my Christmas and Halloween. I have my smaller medium stamps here, and here I have the baby, the Disney, and Tim Holtz, and just the other, you know, random ones that I would typically use or would use more regularly. Then I have here on my top or my second shelf embossing powder, distress embossing powder, distress crackle paint, and my large ink pads. And then I have all of my ink pads here. And let me tell you, this shelf revolved around my mission to have my blending tools sit right next to my distress ink pads, my Tim Holtz distress ink pads. I wanted them to be right next to them so that I can just grab my ink pad and grab my distress or my blending tool and just get to work. I didn't want to have to go somewhere else to get it. I had them in a box before and they were sitting off to the side, and I'd have to grab my ink pad and then I'd have to go and grab my blending tool, and I'm all about efficiency. I need to be able to do things quickly, or some things quickly, because, you know, playing with my kids, I would like to take my time. But, you know, if I can get something done quickly, it makes for, you know, a better day. Instead of having to struggle and to find where things are, or to even forget that you have things. Seriously, my gorgeous stamps I got in January. Ask me if I've ever used them. No, I forgot that I had them. They were up on my closet, way up there, in a box. And I completely forgot that I had them. And, you know, so now they're there and I can use them. So this is my shelving system. I did not use the tongue and groove method that a lot of people use. I actually just used dividers, and that worked very well for me. The only area that I used a tooth and groove method or something similar to that was for just the inside of my side panels. So this is my shelf. I love it. I painted it before I added my shelves. And I used when I say I use dividers, they're individual pieces, and that gave me the ability to stagger or to give, I was more able to size my cubbies the way I wanted. And I wasn't limited. So for I guess the better example would be the top shelf and the second to the top shelf, because they're just not on top of each other. I was able to do that because I had the dividers. So if I wanted to put one of my large stamps up top, I could have done that as well. And I do have to create like some sort of a tray thing or frame for the top so that those extra stamps there don't fall over and make a mess. So anyway, that is my ink pad distress stamp unit holder thing. I'm very proud of how it came out. I love the little ribbon on my little boxes. Except for that paper was supposed to be on that box, but that box is bigger than that box. So I cut that one first so the paper was smaller and it wouldn't fit on that box. So yeah, that was the only thing that I kind of goofed on. Oh, and I painted it blue before I added my shelves. I think I said that already, but it was way too blue. So I added white paint with like a sponge, and I like how it came out. Piece of advice, if you're going to paint your foam board, and now I realize why people don't paint it. I mean, they say they don't paint it because they don't have time, but I think they don't paint it because it kind of warps the foam board just a little bit, not a lot. And I think it kind of changes the dimensions of it slightly, because what I had done when I cut everything and after I painted it and then I glued everything down, it was a little bit different. Not a big deal, just a little bit different. So this is my shelf unit. I'm very excited that I finally have one, and I might be making another one. So thank you guys for watching, and have a happy crafty day.